changes things, not having him. Does that change anything for you guys defensively? Do you have to now be even more dominant?
Let me just say first, it hurts the locker room. It hurts the NFL culture. I guess everybody that the situation with Aaron that happened. He's an amazing teammate, man, amazing quarterback, amazing person, and he worked so hard this offseason. And to see that happen, man, it hurts. It hurts the culture and the organization in his own. But I think he instilled a lot of stuff his time being here with us, man, and to head down, keep moving, man, keep working, man. And I feel like. He would definitely want us to continue to be who we are, continue to be the group who we are, continue to chase the goals that we all set together, we all had together, and continue to be that dominant team that we know we can be. And that's the goal, that's the motivation, that's the mindset is still continue to be your best every single day, still continue to put the work in every single day. So especially as a defense, so we can be the #1 defense in the NFL and continue to win football games in the NFL. So
what do you think of this narrative from the outside that not having Aaron changes the expectations you guys
honestly, man, I've always been a person that don't really care about the outside noise or the outside narrative. Only control what I can control and control the inside stuff is on this team and this organization and this coaching staff opinions and what they think really matters to me. So that's just the biggest thing. Like I feel like nobody on this team really listens to. We all see what the outside noise and see what they say. We would never listen or buy into it because it really don't matter. So
your expectations haven't changed?
Not at all. Our expectations haven't changed. They still stay the same for sure. So.
Everybody good? What Quinnen Williams, just personally, what did you think of how you guys performed defensively, especially in that second half?
Oh, I think we did good, man. I think we getting better every single day. I think we got a lot of stuff to clean up. I think we just scratching the surface on what we can be. I think we made a lot of mistakes when it come down to containing Josh Allen, who is an amazing quarterback, and just different things on third downs and stuff like that we can clean up. So going back to the drawing board every single week, find the inch, find the small thing that we can get better at. Me, myself, can get better at. It's the main goal and the main thing. So.
Everybody good? You saw what the NFLPA said about going all grass, all NFL fields. How do you feel about it? Yesterday they made a plea to go all grass across the entire league. How do you feel playing on grass versus playing on turf?
That's kind of like outside noise or outside entities that I really don't try to buy into or really don't listen to. So whenever we got a football game, we got a football game. So I'm just getting prepared to play Dallas this weekend, getting prepared to play Dak and Zach Martin and those guys right now. So that's probably the main thing on my plate right now. So.
A lot of guys said they prefer grass. A lot of your teammates said it's easier on their legs, on their body, whatnot. Do you have a preference, or you just don't care?
Me myself, man, it's a football game. Me myself, I'm prepared to put the quarterback down. Like I'm not prepared on what surface, what turf. It could be on concrete for all I care. Like I don't really care. So I know that's my preference. That's my opinion. So I love this football game. I love football in general. Just compete. So that's all I'm worried about is playing football. So.
You brought up Aaron. I wanted to say what you said about Aaron. Why do you think he made such a? A lot of guys had said similar things since he got heard about what an impact he made. Why do you think he made such a big impact in such a short period of time for you guys?
Just because his experience, man. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, man. When you get a guy like that around, man, I feel like great football players soak up everything that other great football players got to give, man. That was one of the people who came into this organization, who changed the culture, with his mindset, his leadership, his work ethic, and different things like that. And I know for sure it rubbed off on probably 99% of this locker room. So,
you guys hoping to see him back soon after surgery and maybe add a coach?
Can you repeat that?
Are you guys hoping to see him back here soon and maybe it could be like an honorary coach or something?
Man, whatever's best for him, man. Whatever's best for his recovery. I'm pretty sure he can't really coach on the scooter or. I'd rather him begin recovering and trying to feel great and do what he need to do mentally and physically for his own health, his own safety. So.
Everybody good? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to see y'all.
Can you, Garrett, talk about just the confidence that you and some of your teammates have in Zach Wilson?
I mean, all the confidence in the world. As for everyone in this building, we're a team and we stick together, man. And we see each other every day. We see about the way we go about our business. We practice hard. when you do those things, the confidence level just keeps growing. Zach's no exception with that. He's the man, and we have all the confidence in the world in him.
Hackett talked about how you and some of the other players went up to Zach at halftime and talked to him and encouraged him. Why did you decide to do that?
Just because the effect that can have on people, belief. People believing in you, people that you get to work with every day believing in you, and sometimes it can seem like the world is against you, but it's never really the case. We always got our guys' backs, and it can be tough playing ball in this state, especially playing quarterback in this part of the world, and because of that and all the other things, we always want to make sure we got our brothers back, man, and if he doesn't know that, then I'm doing my job wrong. I want to make sure I give him all the empowerment in the world, and I know all the other guys feel the same about it.
Garrett, do you guys have to modify your goals as a football team now that your quarterback Zach Wilson?
No, man. We play to win the game. We believe we can win the game. We have a great group of guys, and Zach's more than capable for what our goals are. Nothing changes. We're still on the chase. Every single day is the chase, and nothing has changed in the last 2 days.
What's your chemistry like with Zach right now?
It's good, man. It's great. We got a chance to start on it last year, and then it's kind of we've had a chance to pick back up on that since the game started, and then this week of practice. So it's been great to get back out there this week and know that we're getting those reps, know that we're preparing for a game, and have a game week of practice. All those reps are so valuable, like I always say, and yeah, man, we're building on it every day, but it's great.
Garrett, is the narrative from outside that the Jets' expectations will change? That's not Aaron Rodgers. It's not certain.
Yeah, that's fine, man. They outside. We control what's in here. We believe it's never been about them. It's always been about us. They can take it wherever they want to go. They were building us up. They can shoot us down. It doesn't matter. It's just us, and that's the mindset we have here. It's always been that way. It'll always be that way. And yeah, man, that's the mindset.
Have you noticed any differences in Zach from this year to last year? And if so, what are they?
Yeah, just the way he operates. Just the way he operates out on the field, but during the practice week. It all starts with the practice week and having that confidence level. Spending some time with Aaron and being around him, he's got a new way of seeing the game, and he's able to simplify it and take matchups and stuff like that. So those are the main things I see, and yeah, man, he's gone about everything the right way. I keep saying that, but it's so true. And now for his opportunity to come, I mean, he's so ready. I know we all can't wait to see what he does on Sunday with the starting job.
How much of an impact do you think Aaron had on him?
A huge impact. The on-field stuff with Aaron is one thing, but the stuff he offers off the field, the way he elevates a team, elevates I speak on the receiver room because that's the room I'm in, but elevates a whole offense. Because of the stuff he knows and what he's seen throughout his time in the league is so valuable, man. You can't put a price on any of that, and that was definitely the case in the 5 months that he was here. He decided to be here for OTAs. He wanted to be here. He wanted to give that knowledge to us, and yeah, man, I feel like it's super valuable for Zach, and I know it's valuable for me and all the guys here.
Now that you've seen the replay of your catch, what do you think?
I thought it was pretty good, man. It was cool. It's cool. Yeah, man. I thought it was cool. Appreciate that.
Anything like it before in college?
Have I made any catches?
Like that tipping to yourself kind of catch, juggling, circus.
Not on Monday Night Football, but I got some better catches than that one. That was cool, but yeah, we'll be all right.
You have 16 games to go. Are you as pumped up as you were when you came in here at the beginning of the summer?
Oh yeah, this is when the real people that love football come out. You can really tell. It loses its shine a little bit, and it's not game one anymore. It's not the first time taking the field. It's it's dog time, and I like to think of myself as one of those, and this is when I'm gonna get my edge. This is what it's all about. This season's really a grind. I got a taste of that last year, and if we want to get to where we want to be, we got to be hitting our stride when it comes to December. So, this is really when we start building.
When you say it's dog time, describe what do you mean?
I mean that either you're gonna fall off, or you're gonna get better at this time of the year, because someone's gonna fall off. The other dudes fall off, and that's kind of the reality of it. It's a long season. It's hard to find, things to get better at each day. It's hard to find things to wake up each morning and be motivated to get up, but I've never struggled with that. But the reality of it is it is. And, you see it all around the league, and me, I use that as my advantage, I like to think.
So how do you keep motivated? play at this time?
Yeah, because it's just never been about the outside things for me. It's always been about self. Just getting to where I think I should be at. It's always been about proving my family right. It's always been about, just me reaching my potential. And I feel like when you're wired that way, it's easier to get up every morning.
Very good. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Just on a personal level, what it was like, how you processed the emotions of Aaron's injury.
I don't think there's words to describe it. I mean, obviously we know how much he means to me, and just as a human being. So I just feel horrible for him. He's thrown everything into this organization, this transition, and even though he's not here at this moment, it is unbelievable to see the impact that he's had on this team. And I, absolutely love that, and seeing those guys just see the standard that he set and that carried on through that game.
I know you put out the Instagram thing yesterday, but do you expect him to try to play next year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever Aaron's got his mindset on something, good luck for anybody that wants to change his mind.
Have you talked to him about it at all, just about the injury and how he's doing?
It's been a short week. I'm just trying to get ready for the Dallas Cowboys. We've talked quite a bit, but right now it's about him getting healthy and us getting ready for the Dallas Cowboys.
What does Zach Wilson show you in that second half of Monday night?
I'll tell you, my respect for him is off the charts. I mean, for a guy to not have any practice, to come in there and execute the way that he did was just so great to see. And just how, it's funny. I wish the world could have been in that locker room at halftime to just see the entire team, how they responded, especially the offense, just the way that they were looking each other in the eye. They were fired up for the challenge, and they stepped up to it versus a very, very good football team. So I think Zach did a really good job, and I think he kept his composure, and that's all you can ask.
What was those conversations like after Aaron got hurt with Zach?
It wasn't necessarily. It was more what we're going to do next, what we're going to get to. What are the best things for Zach, the things that we can accomplish. You always have a plan for. Every quarterback's different. Every quarterback likes certain things, and so we wanted to switch to those to make sure that he was in a good comfort level and able to make some plays, which he did, especially there at the end. Some of those third down plays were absolutely clutch to be able to give us the opportunity to win that football game. So I give a ton of credit for him. I give a ton of credit for the coaches, for everybody making adjustments at halftime. I think we definitely saw that and felt that. And we're able to move the ball and do some good things.
How do you slow Michael Parsons?
You can't slow him down now. I mean, you watch the tape and talk about a guy that jumps off. I mean, he has, and seeing him grow as a player is they have done an outstanding job with him. He's done an outstanding job himself, and he's somebody that, he can totally wreck a game. So everybody has to know where he is at all times.
Coach, Zach is athletic and has good speed, but a lot of his mistakes occur when he's on the run. Do you have to temper his enthusiasm to try to make plays with his feet?
There's a fine line with that. Whenever you have an athletic quarterback like that, you want to take advantage of it, but you want to take advantage of it the right way. I think that's just part of his training right now, is understanding the rhythm, the timing that we've been training since we've gotten here, and he has put a ton of work in there. I think Aaron has been absolutely unbelievable. He might have coached him more than I have or Todd has, and I think that he's benefited from that. So the first most important thing for any quarterback is to get the ball into your playmaker's hands, and then utilize your skills to then be able to still find a play. And that's just what we're working with, and understanding those timings and moving up in the pocket.
When Zach's out there, when Aaron is out there, you give him a play, he can go to the line. He's so experienced, he knows so much that he can change things at the line just from how long he's been doing this. I imagine that changes some with Zach. So does that adjust how you call a game or how you approach preparation just when Zach goes to the line and not being able to do as much as Aaron would?
Like we said earlier, every quarterback's different. I want Zach to be Zach, Aaron to be Aaron, Tim to be Tim. I want all the players to be who they are. And so my job is to try to put them in the best position so that they're successful. There are certain things that Zach can do that are really exciting, and we want to take advantage of that. So like I said, every guy's different, so we're going to try to do what's best for them.
And you weren't here last year, but by the end of the year, everybody's pretty open that Zach was having issues with his confidence. So when you got here, how did you try to attack that to build him back up?
I wasn't here, like you said, so I have no clue. I just know the Zach that I've been lucky enough to work with, and he's been incredible. I mean, we got to go back to just the entire transition of getting Aaron here. I mean, he was as excited as anybody. And even having Tim come in, another person that I was familiar with, he was just as excited for him to be here. So the way that he's handled this entire situation, I mean, all I see is confidence. And all I see is an eagerness to learn and grow in the position. And we saw that. I mean, even growing from, he throws an interception, and he comes right back and is able to make some plays. So, I mean, all those things are great to see. And for me, it's not necessarily about building up. It's just working with the man that we have in the room right now.
There's been a lot of chatter about the play Aaron got hurt on with the Dwayne cut blocking and so forth. Has Aaron ever expressed any hesitance about having guys cut block because it speeds up the play and he can't improvise? Has he ever expressed any concerns with that?
With Aaron, every play that we have in the game plan and every single thing that we do, and with any quarterback that's in there, we discuss to the finest detail. So that was something that we all knew that was going to happen and we wanted to do, and it was a very unfortunate incident.
It looked like, I mean, this is hindsight, but I mean, Garrett Wilson was really open on that play, and it just seemed like it could have been a really easy, quick slant. Why didn't he?
A lot of people think that people are open all the time, but playing that position back there, there's so many things that go on, and in the end, it was an unfortunate incident.
So you've seen a change from Zach from day one to now, but is there a change this week? Like have you seen something different from knowing he's going from number 2 to now running things?
I think the great thing about Zach is he's been consistent this whole time. I mean, from the first day I got here until now, like I said, his eagerness to work, his eagerness to grow, the ability to take coaching all the time, his want to learn, and those are all things that you're excited to work with as a coach. They just want to know the why, and I think that when you have a guy like Aaron in the room, a guy like Tim that are so inquisitive, that allows him to really express himself and ask those questions. So he's doing his same thing, just like he was prepared for last game, and coming in without any practice. Now we get some more practice, and he gets to get out there a little bit with the guys. So I think it's been really good with him the whole time.
Well, having that additional practice time, will that allow you to maybe be a little bit more aggressive in the passing game with him in there? Because I imagine most teams that are going to play you now, it's going to be different than Aaron. They're going to load the box out. Let's just force Zach to beat us. So does that allow you then to call them?
What's funny is even with Aaron, at times, I mean, we've got some pretty good running backs also, and they know that Aaron will capitalize on that. So we were getting some loaded boxes then when I was at Green Bay, and even this past game, we were going to see some of that stuff. One of the plays that he checked, it was because of that. So we want to do what's best to go against that defense. So whether it's passing, whether it's running, we want to be as balanced as we possibly can. And in the end, like you said, we got to have hands on Micah, so we got to make sure that we're protecting him that way.
But with your running talent, do you want him to be a game manager, or you want him just to be a quarterback?
I want every quarterback just to be a quarterback. In the end, I want them to be able to go out there and have that can't stop me mentality. For us, whether it's the run game or the pass game, we want them to have their minds working and making sure that we're always doing the right thing.
With Zach, you obviously, like you said, you weren't here last year, but a lot of the guys in the locker room and on that offense were. With him, do you kind of have to try to make people forget last year what the struggles he went through last year, so that like the slightest struggle he might have, everybody doesn't start saying, "Oh man, here we go again"?
Again, that's the past. I mean, this is the future. This is a guy that's been training his butt off and learning a new system and growing within it. And I think everybody can say that they've seen him grow. And that's all we can do every game. There's going to be ups and downs with all quarterbacks, with all players, especially young players. And there's always going to be questions. For me as a coach, I just want to keep teaching him. I just want him to feel more and more comfortable and keep growing.
You said you've seen him grow many times. Just how have you seen him grow in the limited time you've been here?
Oh, gosh. I mean, just from understanding protection adjustments to understanding footwork, getting the ball out, earlier. I think in the beginning it was all very new and very fresh. And there's a lot of things that he's done in the past that are the same, but there's just a little bit more in the West Coast, true West Coast style that I kind of grew up in. And so to see that kind of become natural for him, the one that he threw to Alan Lazard on the end cut, I mean, that thing was absolutely beautiful, and that's what we talk about and train, and just his rhythm, his timing, being able to get the ball out before the rush got there. I mean, that was great. So I think those are the things that you're always excited to see, and it's not necessarily that he's growing from the past just with us in a new system, seeing him gain knowledge of it and understand it, which is what we're looking for as coaches.
You mentioned the running backs. What do you think about what Brees did in that game? Because I think, people generally, when you see a running back coming out from ACL, I think everybody kind of assumes it's going to be a little bit before they look like themselves, but get that 80-yard run.
He's got to get that X button back in. I think the guy has that burst button for the video gamers, or at least back when I used to play video games. You could see in his eyes when we got out there that he was ready to rock and roll. And to have 3 running backs like we do, we're very lucky for that. And those guys are all very good runners, as we know. And we want to take advantage of that as much as still make them honor the past.
Connor McGovern said that, I don't know if it was before or after the game, after Aaron got hurt, that you had a video or a picture of a roller coaster in one of the meetings. What was that? Was it before or after all this happened, or was it just going into the season that it's going to be?
We did not have a roller coaster at halftime. No, we definitely was this week. I've grown up in this business. I've been in this business my whole life. I've seen all kinds of wild stuff. I remember my dad told me that Joe Montana told him, he said, never get too excited, never get too low. That's what this game is about. It's who can handle the adversity, who can handle the success. So I think for us as a team, you want to continually grow throughout the season. You want to find out who you are as you move forward. And with that being said, that's something that we utilize. It is a roller coaster because they're really fun, but they can be very scary at times. And then you get that relief and relaxation once you get down. I'm a big roller coaster guy. I really like them. The ups and down ones. My kids love them. But I just think that that's what this is, and everybody has to be prepared for it. You never know what's going to happen, and the idea is to enjoy the ride as you're on it.
A couple more. You lost your starting quarterback. Do you still have a playoff team in your mind?
Of course. I mean, this is, and watching, again, I wish everybody could have been there at halftime. We're down to a very, very, very good football team, and we all know how good that team is. And just to see them, it was a cool thing. I'm just watching the offensive guys, the veteran leadership. We didn't skip a beat, and I think that's what was so great to see, that no one man makes a team. It just doesn't. I've been on teams that have gone very, very far, that there might not have been a lot of star power. And I've been on teams that, there is star power, you do good and you do bad. So I think that in the end, it's about how a team plays together. It's all the team, how the defense works with the special teams and the offense and how we all gel. If we all are in there and we're all working, going in the same direction, you always have a chance to do some special things.
How would you assess Makai's first extended action, at the offensive line in a couple of years?
He did good. I think it's kind of the whole line as a group. That was one of the questions last week, was how were they going to be able to play together. And I thought they did a good job. We got a lot of little things we got to work through and get better at. But for the first go-around, I thought there were some good things that were shown by everybody up on the line.
And one of the big points both you and Robert said about him just pulling in those interceptions, how nice is it to see that?
It was awesome. It just couldn't have happened to a better human being, let alone player. He's a guy that every single day practiced, off days. I've seen him out there in street clothes on the jugs, just put it in, and he knew that was the part of his game he wanted to improve and take the next step with, and he took it, and I look forward to him still getting better, still finding more ops to make those special game-changing plays like he did.
What was it about, you and Robert also had confidence like he would have, a much better year. What was the turning point, and what did you see that made you believe that?
I didn't see a player that had a bad year, to tell you the truth. I saw a player that played at a high level, a player that had he not dropped the 4 or 5 picks that he did, he probably would have been contention for Pro Bowl, All-Pro, all those things, because as we know, stats drive those competitions at times. And it's just a guy that we knew he had the speed, the athleticism, dedication to the game, all that. Now another year in the system where rather than just playing the playbook, anticipating and make the playbook come to life a little bit, we knew he was going to take that jump because of the time he put in and the person that he is.
It also seemed like he was playing in the deep middle a lot more than he did last year. True? And how much of a factor would that have been?
Yeah, we do a little bit of all that. Like, there's times within this system where we've had true down guys and true back guys. The essence of it, when you go back to the origination of Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor, that was a truly dedicated down guy, a truly dedicated back guy. We've become a lot more, both guys are interchangeable in that way now. So sometimes if that happens, one guy's down a little bit more than back. It's more of a right and left thing regarding to formation than it is we're actually dedicating a guy down.
Getting Brandon Echols back, just what does that do for your defense?
It's huge. Brandon Echols is such an interesting cat because when he first got here, he was young, like all rookies are, and we were very intrigued by the athlete and the player, and he made some really cool plays his rookie year. But to see the growth he's taken on and off the field is special. He's a unique guy too. The fact that he can play inside and outside, the fact that he can back up nickel and outside corner, it helps us have so much versatility in that way, and you know, the roster management, who you dress on a game-to-game basis, sometimes becomes a lot of difficult decisions. When you got a guy that can play two spots, it's a huge advantage for us.
What stood out the most to you watching the film of that game from the defensive perspective?
I don't want to diminish what was accomplished, but it was kind of the stuff that I expected, and I know they expected, that we were going to play really hard, we were going to execute at a high level, that there was going to be absolutely zero quit, that we knew. It was funny, you come into halftime, and there's times with certain teams where you got to kick them in the butt and really challenge them and look them in the eye and see where they're at, and there was zero flinch in this group. You know, went and approached them at halftime, and it was zero question in their mind that we were going to win that game.
What is the mentality of the defense? I mean, we've spoken, so you on Hard Knocks talk about in your defensive meetings about Aaron. Now that he's not here, anything change for you in terms of the feeling that you have to do a little more, or is it the same?
Absolutely not. The expectations stay the same. We love Aaron. He's a great teammate. You know, he had a profound impact on this organization, not just the players, but the coaches, the front office, everybody. And insanely upset and saddened for him, the individual, because I know he was invested at the highest level to this journey and this team, this locker room, this organization. But we're not sad for ourselves, though. We're not. Our goals are the same, our expectations are the same, and we'll conduct our business the same way.
Do you believe that the defense has to carry this squad, or you just have to concentrate on doing what you have to do?
That's exactly right. We just got to focus on what we have to do, and nothing changes in that way. We have great faith in this offense, great faith in Hackett, Zach, the offensive line, our running game, the receivers, all of them, you know, and it was really cool at halftime. You know, typically we're separate, the offense on one side, defense on the other, but I peeked across to look at the offense, and there was zero flinch in them too. There's a really cool moment where I saw all the skill guys kind of wrap their arms around Zach and uplift him, and it was one of the best team wins that I've ever been a part of.
As you're getting ready for this one against Dallas, Mike is now the one calling the plays again. Do you see a legitimate difference between the Cowboys' offense we've seen the last few years and then now this one that kind of beat up the Giants a little bit?
It's really hard to tell. There's such a small sample size. It's only one game, and they were really in 4-minute mode, early in that game, because the score got out of whack pretty quick, So it's hard to tell. It's a really funny situation because you can definitely go down some wormholes. Like, how did they play us when he was at Green Bay in 2012? And, all those kind of conversations get had. And then we just back and, really go back to our base fundamentals and what we do. And I really think there's things that Dak does well, and there's no way that anyone would change that, So there's some staples that are within that system that, regardless of who's calling the plays, I think they're going to be a part of that offense. And we'll see. There's a few wrinkles that we saw from the Giants game, and we'll adapt and we'll adjust as we go, But there definitely will be a difference. It'll be interesting to see what that difference is.
Well, you mentioned Zach. I mean, Dak. I'm sorry, not Zach. The one issue that he's had the last couple of years are those interceptions. I mean, when you review them, do you see a player that has that a little bit of a gunslinger in him, and that's what's leading to the interception, or do you see it as an opportunity for you guys to manufacture interceptions? I don't know if that's the right word, but defensively force them more than the quarterback team.
Right. I think regardless of who the quarterback is, as we all know, we're trying to force them, whether it be deception in coverage, changing the look, whether the rush, the pressure, forcing bad decisions. It's interesting. He has got such a winner's mentality. He has got winner DNA, and you feel it and you see it on the tape, and it jumps out to you. And with all winners, at times, sometimes that's their superpower, and sometimes that's their kryptonite. It'll be interesting to see what version we get on Sunday. But he's a great player. He's very similar to Josh in the fact that he can make plays in the pocket, outside the pocket. He can extend plays. he's been a very good quarterback in this league for a long time. It's going to be a great challenge for us.
What's been your experience like working with Nathaniel Hackett so far? I see that he has a little bit different approach to like how he motivates his guys. So I'm curious what it's been like from your perspective.
No, it's really cool. I think as a coach, you're always stealing things from other coaches, and he brings a level of positivity, and he's got this huge aura about him, and I think it's infectious to the players. So a lot of stuff that I think that the offense really enjoys, and they're captivated by him in that way. And there's a lot of things that I'll steal from my time with him for sure.
I would think you watch a lot of film, obviously, of offensive opponents, but do you ever have a chance to appreciate the Dallas defense? And do you, in any way, try to mirror anything that they do or respect the fact that defense is ferocious as well?
Yeah, I think as a coach, whether it be offense or defense, people that are doing things at a high level, you always take a peek at them and see if there's things that fit within your system that they're doing. So for sure we do that, not just with Dallas, but with everybody that's playing good defense, especially when it's a like opponent. You're trying to find ways that they exploited certain things, took advantage of certain things. And at the same time, one of my best friends on this earth is their defensive coordinator and their defensive line coach. So Adam Dirty and obviously Dan Quinn are people that are very close to me. So I'm always very curious to what they're doing. Always have a high level of appreciation for that defense and for the coaches that coach it.
Sauce was pretty critical of his game and preparation, at least immediately after the game. Could you sense frustration from him in that opener in the first half, or just sense any frustration from him?
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily his preparation. I think that he has such a high standard for himself, as we all do. Like he expects to make the game-changing plays every time he's on the field. He expects to be the difference. He expects to be the reason we win. And he played well. And as we can always, all of us can coach better, we can play better. There's always level of improvement, and I think that's his mindset, that he wants to be that guy every single time he crosses the white line. And I appreciate it, and I love that side of him.
Jeff, there's a guy who Aaron was the number one guy, but you still went against Zach a lot in training camp. What kind of change did you see in him from last year to this year?
I saw tremendous growth. I mean, there couldn't have been probably a better teacher for him than Aaron Rodgers. Here's a guy that's done it. Here's a guy that shares a very similar skill set as far as the athlete that he is, the ability to throw the stuff off schedule, extend plays. So I think it's caused a huge amount of growth in Zach, and I'm excited about him getting this opportunity. I really am.